The gay king, the gay king.
The gay guy, the gay dude that had the fucking
Oh, King's brother.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And her father is Mace Tyrell, who I don't believe shows up until season 5, 4, 4 and 5, something like that.
Okay, so I'm still way off there. Ways to go before I start having to figure out their shit.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's another thing about this show, and it's definitely good to go back and rewatch the stuff, like, after a while, you know, because they will talk about these people and things and whatnot, and you won't really know because you're just hearing names and families and stuff like that, and there's no, you know, they'll, you know, mention things happening and whatnot, but you won't really know until then. You later in different seasons you'll meet these different characters, and then from there you'll be like, oh, you know, I went back and watched this, and it makes sense when they're talking about this thing here happening, and here's a person that in season 3 was, you know, a main plot point for what we're talking about way back in season 1 or something like that.
Well, they just kind of brought in which now I'm trying to figure that out, which I don't think they're a huge part, that House Vale or Vile, the bridge, the people that controlled the bridge that the army had to march across.
The Tullys. I think... No, that's not the Tullys.
It was the crazy old dude that had a bunch of kids, but everybody ignored him because they were hideous looking.
Yeah.
The guy that married his own daughters or something like that.
No, that's someone else.
Oh, that's the Night Watch guy.
Yeah, that's a wildling.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has like 10 wives or some shit, like, or he has like 10 daughters, and they all are ugly as shit.
And they had to agree to marry him, and
yeah, Robert Stark is.
Does that come into effect down the road?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that family does show up again. It's not just hey, we just need them as a plot point to cross the bridge.
No.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh man.
I do have to remember those people. Well, just the king or the lord of that area now.
Yeah. I mean, like, at least for like me, you know, like, yeah, that's a situation where like I don't believe he really ever shows up again until later down the road. But like when he did show back up, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you. Of course, yeah, of course, that whole thing that happens later on where they come back into play was spoiled for me, and I was pissed.
Or don't spoil that.
Oh no,
I'm gonna finish season 2 today. Yeah, so far I'm digging it. Like I said, the confusing parts of it and all the other shit is very Spartacus-y. Except instead of having lords and shit, they had dominatrix and dominus and dominatrix.
Right on.
And people were basically, there's one character on the show that ends up exactly like fucking Cersei. So I'm like, okay, I get her fucking role. She's that lady from Spartacus. But I'm digging it. I'm gonna catch up. That way we can eventually talk about season 5.
Well, season 5 is almost done. This next week is the final episode.
Fuck. Well, at least I'll get to catch all of season 5.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Next week I will be completely caught up. I'm just gonna power through it every chance I get.
Right on. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, it's getting to the point now. Because as far as I know, season 1 follows book 1. Season 2 is book 2. And then season 3 was part of book 3, and then season 4 was part of book 3, 4, and 5. And then season 5 is, I think, part of book 5 and things that haven't happened and are not going to happen in the book.
Man, I'm excited to get to the parts that have been spoiled, but I don't know anything about. Like the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
I've heard so much about it, but I have no idea what happens. Like who it involves, or obviously it's a fucking wedding. I'm thinking Joffrey and somebody. Probably the redheaded girl. That's what I'm thinking. Because that seems like the only marriage thing that's gonna go about as of where I'm at now, but I don't know. And then you said there's dragons, and that lady, I want to see an army of people riding dragons. And I want to see Nightwalkers, aka, or White Walkers?
White Walkers, yeah.
Aka zombies, invade. Yeah, you could definitely tell the first season 2 didn't have that much of a budget. Some of those fight scenes look real bad.
I don't know. I mean, there was a fight scene that just happened recently that the choreograph of it was bad, I thought. Like, it was an intense fight scene, but like when you see someone somersault at another character and then stab them, it's like, really? That's your move? You somersaulted at them?
Yeah, like, seems like some of the cutaways they used just isn't, because they didn't have the money for the super special effects for that shit, or it's because I just got done watching all seasons of Spartacus, and that was over the top. Fucking somebody gets their neck cut, and there's like 18 gallons of blood flying in the air.
I mean, yeah, Game of Thrones, for the most part, as violent as it is, stays pretty low key on the special effects.
Yeah, the most special effecty thing I've seen has been the baby dragons and the wall.
Yeah.
The wall just is badass.
Yeah.
But I remember talking to you last time we recorded, and you're like, man, I think winter's finally coming. They've been talking about it. Now they're talking about it like in the first episode that I watched, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I have 5 more seasons before something finally happens with winter.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, every house has their own like tagline, and House Stark's is "Winter's coming." So there's that. But yeah, I mean, the first episode is called "Winter's coming." They always talk. There's a constant like winter, winter, winter. Winters are bad. Winters last for years. I've been part of winters where your dick will freeze off if you fucking even try pissing outside, and
I can see where you're at by now, going, God damn it, get to winter already. Tired of hearing about winter.
Yeah, the fact that they're like, right now, winter is starting to be a factor for some of the people, in certain cases. It's still not here though.
Ugh.
Like there's talks about like, oh, there's snow and blah blah blah, but it's like, it's not winter yet, apparently.
And I know I'm only getting the second season, but everybody talks about, oh, main characters just die off just like out of the blue, and it's so crazy. That hasn't happened as much as I thought. Like the Shawn Bean thing, I can see how that shocked everybody, but does everybody just keep saying that because of the Shawn Bean thing from season 1?
No.
No?
No.
Like, I can look at this list and name off a couple people that I think are going to get whacked. Like, I think Caitlyn Stark's going to get fucking whacked. There's no need for that bitch anymore. I think one of the Lannisters has to get whacked. I mean, probably not Dinkles. Jamie or Cersei. God, I hope Cersei gets fucked. Joffrey, God, he's got to die too. A lot of people on this list I want to die on the show.
Well, like, look.
Like, I don't see Jon Snow dying.
Here's the thing about Game of Thrones. Not only do main characters die, but it's not... There's never... I don't want to say never. There's not a lot of happy endings to anything happening.
Okay. Like, the happy ending, I think, would be fucking Joffrey getting decapitated and his head on a spike. But I highly doubt that's gonna happen. God, I love it though. Like, I have a feeling I'm in for 5 seasons of Joffrey being an asshole.
You need to power through these last couple seasons, and then we can just talk about it.
What season is the Red Wedding? 2?
Do you want to know what season the Red Wedding is?
Yeah, because I want to at least get to that.
It's season 3.
Season 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so Joffrey's gonna be alive until then. I'm thinking the Red Wedding involves Joffrey. It has to. And it has to involve the redheaded girl. That makes sense now.
I mean, she does have red hair, and it is called the Red Wedding.
I don't think that's why, though. I think it's because of blood.
Maybe.
I'm guessing it's because of blood.
I mean, George R. R. Martin, his whole thing was like, the reason why it's called the Red Wedding is because, a lot of things that he's come up with is based off of real life, and the Red Wedding is the same kind of concept where there's things that have happened in our real life that have had those type of names, and he wanted something like that.
I mean, my prediction for the Red Wedding, like I said, I've heard Red Wedding, and I've heard it happens, but my prediction is it's just a slaughter fest. God, I hope it's a slaughter fest. It's killing me right now, isn't it?
It's not killing me. I'm just like, I don't want to say a fucking word, like, at all.
Man. The only person that I want to go right now is Joffrey. Just fuck her out of there. I was even starting to like Drago. I was like, yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, I like Drago. That sucks that he dies.
He gave that nice speech that he was going to give his son the Iron Throne. I was like, yeah. And I'd be okay if, when I get to season 5, Dinklebot's the fucking King Dinkles. That'd be badass. Little man sitting on that big throne.
Well, I guess their goal is, well, at first their goal was to make it to season 3 so that they could get to the Red Wedding. And then, I guess now their ultimate goal is season 7.
For another big thing.
No, just to get to it, just to be like, all right, like, I don't know if it's going to end at season 7 for sure or anything, but like that's like their goal now, like not to get to something per se, but just to get that far.
Like, is the Red Wedding supposedly like? Because that's why I kind of want to hurry up and get to it. Is that like one of the climax changes for the entire show? Like that's a huge climax point
For the Red Wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, this changes everything.
Yes, I think there is other ones that happen afterwards that probably are not as big, but are more devastating of what you learn about. I think it's just. I guess.
What season do I need to get to before the dragons are fully grown?
5.
Damn it.
And even then, I mean, like, I don't know, they don't make them look... They're big, but, like, not...
Like Skyrim dragons.
Yeah, they're not that fucking big. They're big, though.
I want big Skyrim dragons, people riding dragons. Jon Snow riding in on a dragon over the wall, burning everybody. I'm cool with that. Game of Thrones. I see why everybody says it's fucking confusing.
Yeah, it's definitely very confusing.
It's not as bad as I thought, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where, like, you were going in... Because, I mean, I love medieval type stuff, you know, and that's why I was going into it. And then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, it's not that at all. But not only is it kind of just more of a politics and drama more than anything, but it's also... not always the good guy comes out on top. and the fact that they are willing to kill off characters, you know, makes you not comfortable watching certain things happen with certain characters because it's like, oh god, this character might die. Like, you can't watch a fight scene and be like, yeah, that dude's gonna whip his ass, because that person might not win. And George R. R. Martin has said that he wants to make his fans, his readers, uncomfortable.
Well, I knew Sean Bean was gonna fucking die, but during that scene...
Well, you knew that because, like, we've talked about it before and stuff like that. I mean...
But that scene where he gets into the fight with Jaime Lannister outside the whorehouse, I thought he was gonna whip his ass. I was like, oh, he's gonna whip his fucking ass, and then that's how he's gonna get pulled in and captured because he beat him up. But nope, that went way different. That was actually not very climactic at all.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
Like, let's do this, and then he gets stabbed in the leg and it's done. Like,
yeah, and I like that Jaime Lannister kills that guy for it because he's like, motherfucker, I had a chance here.
Ugh.
Like Jaime Lannister really wanted to fight Ned Stark.
And that's kind of, so far, he's a very bad guy. But he's captured. I have a feeling I'm going to get a whole season of him being redemptive, and that's when I have a feeling he's going to hang out with the Starks so much that he's going to be on their side and change his mind, and now I'm going to have to love him, but I'm still going to want him decapitated and put next to his nephew. And
Well, don't take me saying that he's one of my favorite characters as, you know, like, oh, that's, you know, he turns things around per se. I just really like that character. I like what they do with him.
I know how you select people you like. You liked Roman Reigns. I know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me. I mean, like, I've never had a problem with Roman Reigns. He's the least annoying out of those 3 fuckers from the Shield, and for some reason, people hate him, and that makes me like him more.
Oh, dude's hot as fuck right now, though.
You get fucking Daniel Bryan, and you get assholes that fucking want to try poking me with sticks on Twitter, and it makes me fucking hate Daniel Bryan even more while trolling those people.
Man. Shitty part is now I'm going to have to be very careful on Twitter now that I'm enjoying this show.
Yeah. I thought I had something spoiled for me for this past season, or this past episode, which didn't turn out to be so, but like someone says something and I'm like, oh shit.
Last episode was, holy shit, are we about to get a fight? Yeah, we're getting a fight. I don't know between who, and I'll leave it at that, just like the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
I know it happens, but I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and I hope it's a dragon fight. I just want the mountain to kill everybody. He only shows up, like, for one episode and very, very shortly. The dude's a beast.
Yeah, the Mountain, he's an interesting character because, like, the thing that the way people talk about him, and like later you'll see, like, he has a bastard sword that he's swinging around with one fucking hand like it's a regular sword to him, but and that's a different actor playing that part by that time too. But the thing that they say about the Mountain that makes him such a fucking disaster to go up against is because not only is he so fucking hulkingly big and strong, but he's actually pretty fast for a guy that size.
Yeah, it just seems like obviously we just looked at that thing and he's related to the Lannisters, but it seems like that's a guy whose warriors you want on your side.
Yeah. He's not related to him. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why he's here. I mean, if you look, I don't know, because right next to him is the Hound, and they're brothers.
Yeah.
But it just says the royal court. I don't.
So besides Gay Dude and Gay Dude's brother, well, King's brothers, are we pretty much done with the Baratheons?
The Baratheons?
Baratheons? Because it seems like all the council's Baratheon, too.
I don't think the council's Baratheon at all. You
They're
talking
just
about
random.
like the small council?
Yeah.
I don't.
They're just random people that were appointed.
Yeah, they're definitely. Well, I mean, random, yes and no. Like they're random. Like they're not all family. They're not all related at all. But they are hand selected. You know, people.
And the whole king thing confuses me because technically Joffrey's the king right now.
Yeah.
But it still seems like Tywin rules everything, which I don't get. Like, shouldn't the king be the one that appoints his hand, not Grandpa?
Yeah, I'm not.
Because he's so young.
I think so. Well, because I don't want to really say anymore because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, he's. I mean, all right.
It seems like Graham is in charge, and I don't think he should be.
I guess this isn't really too much of a spoiler, but he's the hand of the king. But because he's away on battle, someone has to take over for him, and he sends Tyrion to do it.
That's right. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
When Tyrion shows up at the thing, she's like, "No, why are you here?" Okay.
And he hands her the scroll, and she's pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, am I wrong for thinking Tyrion's an alright guy?
I don't know.
I don't know. He just seems like.
I'll say this: he does a very good job as King of the Hand.
That's okay.
Now,
it seems like he just wants to get to the bottom of things and actually be cool with everybody.
He's very, very smart, and he has no problem letting people know that. And when he becomes Hand of the King, he uses that knowledge to do things.
Sherlock Holmesy.
Not really. He just he learns about people using different tricks and stuff like that. He learns who's working for who, basically, and stuff like that. And he's able to be like, oh, here's problems with this or this, and let's do this, and stuff like that.
He seems like the dude that would get in there and go, hey, I know you're family, but you two were fucking, and you guys started this whole bullshit.
He's never been one to really mince words about that. Like, even in later seasons, he says stuff to, like, Jaime Lannister. Oh, God, I feel like I'm spoiling too much. He has no problem. Basically, he doesn't come out and say, like, I know you two are fucking, but he basically does.
Because I kind of got that right on episode 3 where he was in the thing where they were talking about how the kid fell, and kind of seemed like, there's more to this. Why'd that kid fall? And he was like watching her eyes as he was telling her, yeah, the kid's gonna wake up.
Yeah, he is very much, I mean, he's a compassionate person for the most part. And he does well as Hand of the King. Yeah. And when I say he does a good job, I just mean what he sets out to do is what he does a good job at it.
He dies, I think I'll be pissed. God, I will be so pissed if he dies. Him and Jon Snow, they can't die. They're the best. They're the bestest. They should become friends.
Usually the rule of thumb is, or I've come to learn as my rule of thumb is, if you really like a character in Game of Thrones, they are most likely going to die.
Damn it. Jon Snow can't die. He's impossible. He's got a white dog. And that dog murders people. Can't die. And Diggles can't die because diversity.
Diversity. Oh, man.
Exactly. Diverse character. They need a dwarf.
They do. They need them.
I guess to sum it up, I'm going to stick with it. Good call. Good call on saying I would like this show.
Yeah, man.
Could say it. I was right.
But you also, well, I don't know if you started watching it. You said that you also picked it up on Netflix.
Well, I got disc 1, which was episode 1 and 2. And then I talked to a buddy yesterday on TeamSpeak, Kyle. And Kyle was like, no, go here. He's like, all the episodes are there.
No, yeah, but I mean, you also said that you picked, you're getting, Christ, I can't think of it. True Detective.
True Detective and The Wire are on the queue as well, but those are going to be taken off because I can watch them on the internet.
Right on.
The Wire I know nothing about, but True Detective I've heard is fucking great.
True Detective is really, really good. The Wire is really good, but it's more grounded in reality.
Like 24, but reality?
No, not at all like 24.
Oh, I thought it was like a fucking...
It's not an action
Yeah,
show or
season.
anything like that. No.
It's
It's a cop drama, but they go through the procedures and stuff like that. You know, they have to get search warrants from judges and stuff like that. Like they want to tap phones, but they can't tap this phone because they don't have enough evidence to tap this phone. But they need to get evidence to be able to arrest these people. And they can't arrest these people because they don't have enough evidence. Because they don't have enough evidence, they can't tap the phones, and then they have to do workarounds and stuff like that.
I like this.
Yeah, and it's still very compelling and stuff like that.
Not the fuck a warrant. Just kick the door open. All right, people. Here's how it's really done.
Yeah, I would say definitely The Wire is probably. I mean, I assume it's realistic.
Baltimore?
Yeah, it's in Baltimore.
Oh god.
I've only gotten through the first 2 seasons of The Wire. I started the 3rd season and then kind of just fell away from it and never went back to it. But
True Detectives or The Wire next. I still got a ways to go on Game of Thrones, but
yeah, I would say True Detective is is better. It's more engaging. Where, I mean, it's not. It's still a slow kind of process. It's not like an actiony cop show or anything like that. It is very dramatic and stuff and slow, but it's more intriguing. I think.
got Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. What can go wrong, dude?
Yeah, I mean they're so good, and the whole thing with True Detective is basically these two were partners and now they're not. The one I don't think is the cop anymore, and the other one is, but he's like now at a desk or something, and they're being interviewed separately about this one case, and this kind of like just is flashbacks about things that happened back then during that case.
Man, seems like HBO, dude. I was looking when I signed up for Netflix disc stuff again. I was looking through some of the HBO shows. It's like, man, it seems like they got a lot of fucking good shows out. I never realized that.
Yeah, they really, even other other pay channels like Showtime has Ray Donovan, and that's a really good show.
Like, say I want to get into Newsroom. I want to
Newsroom's
Boardwalk Empire.
really good.
I heard was good.
Yep, Boardwalk Empire is a really good show. Newsroom's good. Newsroom is good. This 3rd season was fucking dog shit. It was only 6 episodes long, and it felt like it wasn't supposed to be 6 episodes long, and they were just like, alright, we gotta wrap it up. And I was like, wait, what? So, that sucked. But, I mean, some things about the 3rd season are good, but the fact that it was only 6 episodes long alone made it bad.
Man, I got a lot of shows to fucking catch up on. Way too many. I don't like it. And God, the Flash and Arrow are on fucking season breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck the Flash and Arrow with the shit I've been watching. Nobody getting decapitated 3 times in one episode on Flash.
Right.
God. Have you been watching anything?
Not really. Game of Thrones, that's it. Season 5 is almost done. 1 more episode of that left. All I'm really going to say about Season 5, 1, because you don't know, and 2, I don't want to spoil anything now, especially now that you're, like, getting into it. Yeah, I mean, it's been a slow season, but, like, yeah, these last couple of episodes have really amped it up. And, I mean, that's pretty standard for Game of Thrones. It starts out, every season will start out kind of slow, kind of just like a, recap on everyone, little refresher, like, where they went, where they're at, what they're doing. And then, but usually, like, throughout the season, it'll, things will be very interesting, and then we'll amp up towards the end Where this season, it feels like it's been pretty flat, and then now is amping up in the last, like, 3 episodes.
Like, they weren't flat bad, like, they're
No.
wild, right?
Yeah, they're still good, and there's still, good stuff that happens in them, but just story-wise, this is kind of like, alright, this happens, and then you don't see that character again for, like, 2 episodes or anything like that, and stuff like that happens.
Oh, man. I want to finish it. I can tell you this. I am paying attention so much that when I was clicking on the episodes to watch, I guess I accidentally clicked, like, season 4 episode, like, whatever that I was on.
Yeah.
And you'll probably remember the episode. It starts off where, I guess, some prisoner guys that work for Targaryen were breaking into free prisoners. And they're like, oh, why are we breaking free? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're here to break you out. We're with Daenerys, the Dragon Queen. I'm like, wait a minute, who the fuck is the Dragon Queen? And then I'm like, who is this guy talking? Like, he seems like an important... Okay. So I turned it off. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm on season 4. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, so she's a Dragon Queen. Found that out. Son of a bitch.
Nice spoiling shit for yourself.
I know, right? At least I caught it. I paid attention. Like, I should not be this far. Unless this show is so confusing that they're just jumping ahead like this.
Right.
I quit it. I stopped it immediately. It's like, alright, we're good. Back to the old shit. I'll be caught up soon. And then I will join you in the endeavor of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So when you're talking, I just won't stare at the monitor going, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You're like, Therian, he stabbed this guy from House Stark in the ankle, and then they went to the wall. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're doing.
What's the wall?
Yeah, what the fuck's the wall? Just like when I heard on that podcast before I started watching, I hope the mountain just shows up and kills everybody. I'm like, a volcano? And then saw the episode, I'm like, oh, that's a dude. It's like, I thought they were talking about, like, a mountain's gonna blow up and kill everybody or something. Like, I have no idea. This is weird.
Yeah, the actor that they got now to play the mountain is much better for the role. He's apparently the second strongest guy in Sweden or Iceland or something like that. He actually, in fact, apparently just broke possibly not real record.
Is it this guy? Because when I was Googling to try to figure out who's who.
Yeah, that's the mountain now.
Okay.
And look at him. He has a fucking bastard sword in one hand. Like, this part, like, or maybe spoiler alerts, but that scene there, he's just fucking cutting through people. Like, there's like, he's like, in this scene, he's like just showing him, like, what he can do for someone, and he's just swinging that bastard sword around like it's nothing, as like peasants.
Yeah, the picture I just sent you where he's covered in blood is the one that was on the wiki page. When I looked it up, I'm like, oh, this dude's a badass.
Yeah, that's him after he got done cutting down those fucking people.
I'd say he seems like an alright fella. I'm cool with this guy. I don't care if he's a bad guy or not. I'm rooting for him.
The mountain is cool in his own right. I'll say that. Hey, I won't say any more until you catch up, and then...
As long as he's not friends with Joffrey, I'm on Team Mountain.
Well... Okay. I mean, he does work for Tywin Lannister, who's the Joffrey's grandfather.
I hope Tywin drowns his grandson in the fucking bathtub. I hate that little fucker, and they picked a damn good character for him. He just looks like a little asshole. He is perfect for that role.
Yeah, the guy the kid that plays Joffrey does a really good job with that character.
Yeah. God, I just want to stab him. Ugh. Good times. So have you caught any movies?
Nah, I mean, I watched Get Hard.
Okay.
That's that's the Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart movie where he's gonna go to prison, so he hires Kevin Hart to teach him how to be a prisoner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about another Get Hard.
No,
Get Smart.
I didn't watch.
Get Smart parody.
I didn't watch. I didn't watch a porn.
So I watched a porn. The plot was a little dry, but then that girl would yell. Oh Christ!
Yeah, that was a really fucking funny movie.
Done with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart, man.
Yeah. And I think a part of me is like, I haven't really. Will Ferrell has like not been up everyone's ass like he used to be. Like for a while there, he was just like constantly there, and it's like, all right, dude. Like him and Danny McBride were like every fucking place. Like
They just play the same guy every time.
yeah.
It's Ron Burgundy and semi-pro.
But yeah. I mean, it's really funny. It is. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too is like because he plays this super rich white dude, and there's like a couple of scenes where he makes mention like about how his dad was never around, and then later he talks about how like him and his family never sat down and spent time together, and it's like, who are you? Like, you're this rich fucking banker guy that sells and buys stock or whatever, and makes money for the owner who's your fiance's fucking dad. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, how did you get here? And that's something they never explained, but other than those couple of lines that he says that. There's, and, oh, fuck, can't remember his name now. Something T something from Coach.
Oh, Craig T. Nelson?
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson. He plays his fiance's dad. And there's a funny part where they're having this conversation when he's like, he shows them a picture of him like when he was like back in the 80s, you know, with his old ass computer, and he's like, that's all I had when I started this thing. He's like, this is me, that computer, and a $8 million loan for my dad. And Will Ferrell's like, wow, you really did start from nothing, didn't you? It's like, it's so hilarious. It's like, except for the $8 million, motherfucker.
It's like, then I became a successful football coach.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that movie is fucking hilarious.
Might have to watch it.
Yeah, it's good. I watched Unfinished Business with Vince Vaughn and James Franco's brother.
Oh, God, I hate him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not James Franco.
I like him. He's awesome. He's able to do it on his own. He's not one of he's not any of the other Baldwins other than Alec. He actually can do his own thing.
But it's still not James Franco.
That movie's pretty funny. There's one hilarious fucking scene that I'm not going to tell you because it's just so fucking hilarious that, like, oh man, I watched it like 10 times and just kept fucking backing it up and watching it again, and I'm just laughing my ass off. But other than that, it's a decently funny movie, and it's Vince Vaughn, so it's kind of wants to like address some issues and stuff, you know. Like he has a fat son that gets fucking teased at school, and they make fun of him on Facebook, which doesn't make sense to me. There's actually a scene where James Franco's brother, I can't think of his name. His name in the movie is Mike Pancake.
Mike Pancake?
Like Vince Vaughn says to him, like, he's like, when we get in there, when you introduce yourself, don't say your last name. And he's like, why not? And he's like, say it. And he's like, Mike Pancake. And then the other guy that's on their team, the older guy, just starts laughing. He's like, I keep forgetting.
Oh, God. How do you forget Mike Pancake?
Yeah. This is, but there's this, and he plays as kind of like an idiot. He's fucking like half retarded, I guess. And he's talking about, you know, they're talking about Vince Vaughn's son getting made fun of and how he wants to send him to a private school, and James Franco's brother is saying like, yeah, it used to be, when you would, you get teased at school, but that was it. You'd go to school, get teased, and then you go home and you didn't have to worry about that anymore. He's like, that's not the case anymore. Now there's, Facebook and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, if I can block those people.
Exactly.
I mean, I dabble in Facebook, but as far as I know, you can't write on other people's walls, can you? Or areas or whatever? And even if you can still delete it, right?
Yeah, I think you can delete people's posts to your walls. Well,
Yeah.
positive.
I mean, like, if they say it, like, if you block them so you never see that stuff, sure, it's still there on the internet. They're still taking a picture of you and photoshopping it onto some sumo guy or whatever for other people to see, but you're not seeing it, and it's no different than when you go home at night and if they conversate about you at their house with their friends making fun of you. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at a larger scale, but you're still not seeing it. And I don't know. It's just kind of like, yeah, I get you're trying to fucking send a message here, but I don't know. I'm not a person that hates bullying or anything like that.
Yeah,
to a point. I mean, I think... I mean, I was bullied when I was a kid. I mean, it made me not fucking get all fucking whiny about every little thing, So, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of movies. Oh, I watched the movie It Follows also. Yeah, it's a horror movie, I guess. You have sex with someone, and then all of a sudden this thing that only you can see, but it can affect everything around you, will follow you by walking at you slowly. And it can take the form of anything that it wants, someone that you know or not. Which is really dumb, because it's like, well, why doesn't it always show up as someone that you know? So that way, like, oh, hey, friend, you're going to go walk out of the room to go to the bathroom? All right. And then when it walks back into the room, be like, oh, hey, friend, you came back from the bathroom. Oh, no, you're the thing that follows. I'm dead now. No, instead it takes, like, the form of a old elderly woman or a crazy, tall, creepy-looking dead guy. And it's like, what are you doing? But, I mean, it's an interesting movie. It's slow and not too good. Just somewhat interesting. It's different, I guess you could say.
Very, very rare to find good horror movies these days.
And the whole thing with the way The Follow works is because, all right, say you fuck someone.
Yep.
And it was already following them. Now it's following you. If it kills you, it then starts following them again. But if that person sleeps with you and it starts following you instead of them, and you sleep with someone else, it starts following them. But if they get killed, then it comes back to following you. But if they sleep with someone else, then it starts following that person. So there's a point in the movie where this like fucking neighbor kid who's like, I've crushed at you forever, and I'm like, all right, why don't you just sleep with someone and then have that person go sleep with a hooker?
That's
like,
not a bad idea. Just go jerk one off in the toilet, and then it'll kill your toilet. Every time you go to take a shit, it's gonna sit there and stare at you like a dead toilet.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that boogie.
Jesus Christ. Man. Movie wise, I'm not gonna go too into it. It's Liam Neeson being Liam Neeson. Walk Among Tombstones.
Oh man, okay.
It's Liam Neeson being Liam Neeson. It's Taken without the Taken.
I mean, it's a much more darker, less actiony version of Taken.
Well, yeah. I mean, people aren't chucking grenades off rooftops or nothing, or high-speed chases to save his daughter.
Yeah, and he's not like just going into places and marshaling art people and shit like that.
Yeah, it just still felt like the same Liam Neeson character.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you know, he's just acting as this character. I mean, he doesn't like. I'm not trying to minimize his character or anything, but like, yeah, he's just playing as this cop or ex-cop or something, and he's in this situation, and you know, whatever, you know, he's battling being an alcoholic or something, you know.
Dude, when heroin dealers hire you to do shit, you do it.
But yeah, I mean, the movie though, I mean, it's pretty fucking dark.
Oh yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
Definitely pimping.
yeah. Is that all you watched for movies?
I watched National Treasure, but nah.
Oh man, what's wrong with you?
I like those movies.
I've only seen the first one, and I thought it was okay.
Yeah, the second one's okay. I mean, they're good.
Aren't they related to John Wilkes Booth?
In the second one, yeah, I think so. Benjamin Gates.
Oh man.
Yeah. They're not bad movies, just a treasure hunting fucking Da Vinci Code style bullshit. It was good times.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, I thought the first movie was okay. I just never seen the second one.
Yeah, it
just came and went.
I would recommend seeing it if you just want something just to relax and say, that wasn't bad.
They are a poor man's Indiana Jones.
Yes.
I mean, I do like the kind of like figuring out puzzles and stuff like that they do.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what the second one is. Give this man more puzzles, solve the problems.
Yeah.
You want to move on to wrestling real quick?
Yeah. Oh, first, let's finish up news. Just a couple quick things. Fallout 4 and XCOM 2 have been announced.
Fucking take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money. Right
XCOM
now.
2 is coming out this year.
Do you think Fallout 4 is coming out this year?
I would love Fallout 4 to come out this year. I would love for Bethesda's announcement at E3 while they do their press conference. The final thing they do is have like a 10, maybe 15-minute gameplay of Fallout 4, and they say, this holiday, and everyone's like, yeah! Ripping their hair out, ripping their faces off, and there's just a bunch of skeletons all over the fucking crowd.
I think the reason why they did that whole teaser before their press conference is they plan on doing that because they've got to have something bigger in their bag if they're announcing that before their press conference.
I
think
sure.
I think they're going to say it's coming out this year.
Like, look, I want it. I want it.
I do too.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think at best what we're going to get is next summer.
Dude, I'm putting my money down. Literally, it's happening this year. They're going to come out and they're going to fucking... They've already announced it. You figure that's something they would be like, yeah, we're going to announce it in a press conference. That's why we're having a press conference.
I mean, the last game, as far as I know, that they made was Skyrim, which is in 2011, so that's been 4 years. They've had to been doing something over the last 4 years, other than publishing games.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Doom, but I don't believe they've made Doom. I think they were just publishing Doom, I think.
Yeah, I think Eidos or whatever
is
making that.
I think so, too.
That could be...
And the Enemy Within, or whatever, or not Enemy Within,
Evil Within?
Evil Within, that was someone else that developed that. They were just publishing that, too, so... I mean, that's the only thing that makes me think that it's a possibility that Fallout 4 will come out this year is... It's been 4 years. That's well longer enough to fucking be working on it. I mean, that's 4 years with that quote-unquote engine, even though I don't think it was really that... I think it was just the upgrade of the old engine. I don't think it was a brand new engine, honestly. And going by the trailer, it really doesn't look that different from the old games.
Yeah, which a lot of people are bitching about, but who cares? Give me more Fallout. I don't give no fucks.
Yeah, really, I'm not too...
Version. original engine. So what?
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 3 is one of the best games ever created, and I'm cool with that. I mean, I would love for them to upgrade it a little bit better, make it a little bit smoother and shit like that, and make the third person look better like they did with Skyrim.
Yeah, give me a higher res Fallout. I'm down.
Yeah, definitely. And then, yes, XCOM 2, probably the bigger surprise.
Yeah, that was... We were just talking about that, I feel like, 2 weeks beforehand. Like, when are they going to come out with a 2?
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. Like, not only them announcing it, but also saying, "Yep, this year, this November, I believe."
Get your swords ready because we're slaying aliens with swords.
Yeah. And the aliens apparently won because they fucking took over.
I'm sure the aliens won a lot of times when people played the original one. They're just like, yeah, so many people were murdered by the aliens and lost at the game that, yeah, aliens won.
That's what I feel happened is, I mean, because when you finish the game, all those stats, you know, there's tons of stats, and not only do they show yours, but they show the average for the world of everyone who's played the game. And who knows, like, I mean, if you look at those stats and you see that more people died than killed aliens or something like that, and or seeing that more people didn't finish the game than people that did finish the game or something like that, they may have taken those stats and said, "Yep, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to work it."
And the other thing was, as of right now, PC only.
What's that?
I said, as of right now, it's PC only.
Oh yeah. Well, it sounds like
that lasting long.
I that's what I figured. I figured this probably just they're going to start out on PC only, and then sooner or later go to consoles, and that might still happen. But like one of the main things that they said of why they were doing PC only is because they wanted to focus more on mods.
They can do that, but still put out a fucking console.
Yeah,
version.
I mean, true. I mean, like, look, I mean, I just just started dabbling in mods with XCOM, and even though it's it's kind of a bitch because I'm doing it myself manually with folders and stuff, there's a ton of mods out there. I mean, all they have to do is really make it with Steam support. I mean, look at Skyrim. I mean, say what you want about the PS3 version, but for me, I had no problems with the PS3 version of that game. And the only reason why I bought it on PC is because Steam Workshop made it super easy to put mods into that game. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to play with the Lord of the Rings swords.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'll be buying both of those. Take my money. Take it now.
Yeah, I hope so.
Take all my monies.
I mean, we got Steam sale going on, and I'm really itching to fucking buy shit, so...
Yeah, me too.
We'll see. But yeah, so that's exciting. That's really exciting. And yeah, I can't wait to E3 to see, I mean, for sure. And that is one thing that does kind of suck, is like, man, I wish those things would have been announced at E3. It's like, I don't know why they decided not to, other than maybe they're, like, about to have leaks happen anyway or something, so they're like, fuck it, we can't avoid it, let's just beat it.
Fine with me. Show me more.
Yeah, I think, well, Fallout, I don't think, yeah, they don't need to announce, games like that, they don't need it. Well, either game, really, I guess. I mean, XCOM is a super popular game. I think it's more hardcore fan base than it is, just regular gamer fan base, where Fallout is everything.
Oh yeah, Fallout, all they gotta do is walk out and say, it's coming this August, and walk off the stage.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
People rip their fucking eyes out and throw them on stage, and you're like, yes!
They won't say, there's not more gameplay video? No, it's coming out in August. Okay.
Yeah.
Where can I pre-order it? Everywhere.
So, yeah, that's all I really know from. I haven't really caught up on anything else about those games. But yeah, that's basically it for news. Let's talk about first let's talk about the Elimination Chamber real quick.
Run through some of this shit.
Well, the Elimination Chamber, I just want to talk about how shitty and awesome it was at the same time.
Yeah.
I really don't remember much about it, but
I wasn't a fan of the chamber matches.
I thought the chamber matches were all right. I loved the Intercontinental Championship match was fine. I'm so fucking happy Ryback won.
I was happy with Ryback winning, but I thought that went bad.
Really?
Yeah, they really didn't put a lot of thought in who was getting eliminated.
I was a part of me was surprised that Sheamus lasted as long as he did, but I was like, that's probably what they're going for. Is they're probably going to assume that this is going to be their way to fuck fans over and have Sheamus win it. He seems like he's been getting pushed hard as a heel. And then, I mean, Ryback, like, I went into this like, I want Ryback to win this, but I don't see him getting it because they keep fucking him over.
First title, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was happy with the outcome. Like, yeah, Ryback won. I just thought the match was a little...
I thought it was alright. The match was alright. I didn't hate it, though.
I thought the tag team match was a little bland.
The tag team match I thought was dumb because if one person got eliminated, the other one was out too. I thought it was going to be more tornado tag.
Would have made sense.
Yeah. And then they had all three of the New Day in there, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Freebird rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool, but I thought 90% of that match was how many times can we damage Kalisto's balls. Like, the dude can do some crazy shit, but you guys are just grabbing him and smashing his balls against the top of the thing. This is getting old. I mean, they had his legs, I kid you not, for like fucking 15 minutes of the match. They were holding on to his fucking legs. Like, yep. Then midgets climbing on top. Oh god.
That was awesome. Like, that was hilarious to me. Like, he jumps down and he just, one of the dudes from the essentially just grabs him and throws him. As stupid as that was.
You're just gonna fall.
Yeah, like, I mean, the first time they had what's his name do it, I'm like, all right, this isn't impressive because it's not even as high as a fucking Hell in a Cell. Like just because it's 5 feet higher than the top turnbuckle, like, doesn't make it like, oh my god moment. You know, and then of course they're like, oh, got to get enough people in there to catch him, so that, and then we'll just all fall together, make it look like he slammed us when we're just catching him so he doesn't break his neck. And then when the fucking midget did it, I'm like, this is stupid. But then when he caught him and threw him, I was like, alright, I like that.
Ugh. Then it came down to the New Day and the primetime players. That was okay.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb. The primetime players. Like, oh, let's break up, and then nothing comes of that. Let's get back together.
And then get a random push in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Well, then that Nikki Bella and Naomi Page match would have been great if Naomi didn't damn near kill Page.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I fast forwarded right through it.
They damn near killed her. Dropped her right on her fucking head.
Was it like accident?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, was it like seriously? Like, she was like, "Oh fuck, that hurt."
Oh yeah. The way she landed, you're sitting there like, I don't think she's gonna get up. Yeah, there was just a lot of botches on Naomi and Nikki Bella in that match. Paige was just going with the flow, and she was taking the brunt end of all the botches. Like, this is scary to see.
So, surprisingly, the only match that was really, really good to me was the Kevin Owens John Cena match.
Yeah, I told you, man. John Cena with these younger guys, these newer dudes, he's fucking putting on matches.
I mean, well, it wasn't him at all. Like,
oh, no.
It was all Kevin Owens.
Lets those motherfuckers shine.
Yeah. But I was pissed that it wasn't for the fucking U.S. title.
Uh,
Like, when he won, I'm like, fuck yes. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, they're not going to let John Cena lose. Like, he's not going to lose the title to Kevin Owens. They're not going to allow that to happen. He's going to bury him. He's going to lose. And then when Kevin Owens won, I'm like, oh, shit, that's fucking awesome. This has been a great match. And then it's not for the title. I'm like, well, that's why John Cena lost.
I have a feeling, though, Kevin Owens has a pretty good future there.
Speaking of...
Once a year, somebody pins John Cena cleanly. And Kevin Owens has already done it this year.
Which means it's done. Like, now he's going to have to cheat.
Yep.
But speaking of Kevin Owens' future, he's once again going up against John Cena at Money in the Bank, which is coming up this
Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday. Wow.
You
Having
can't
the fucking
have John
elimination
Cena lose
chamber.
clean and then not get a rematch.
Ugh.
I think they're going to shock everybody and he's going to beat him again.
I don't see it happening. I don't see them having John Cena lose the U.S. title to Kevin Owens and having him have both titles. I don't know.
There's a lot in the... They're pretty high on Kevin Owens, and why not? See that fucking... Like that spot during the match where he went to fucking suplex him off the rope and he's like, fucking spins him in midair and does a suplex and face plants him. I was like, yeah! I've never seen that. That is crazy.
Yeah, that shit was good.
That's how all of his matches with these NXT guys have been. John Cena versus NXT. Just make it happen.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said before, like I would like to see have Kevin Owens win the U.S. title and then tell John Cena, you want a rematch for this, you have to come to NXT's next pay-per-view and face me there. I think that would do really good for NXT and the pay-per-view.
I could see him doing something like that.
I don't know if they're that smart. I don't want to make it sound like I'm a fucking genius of ideas, but I think that's a really good idea.
You don't beat John Cena cleanly and then just get brushed aside.
True, but I mean, they could have him have this rematch, but now John Cena wins, and he walks away like, ha ha ha, I'm John Cena.
I mean, I don't think they look at continuity very well, because it was a big deal that Brock Lesnar beat Cena like that, but Brock Lesnar killed Cena.
Yeah, but John Cena beat Brock Lesnar before, too,
yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like when The Rock beat John Cena, and then John Cena beat The Rock.
Kevin Owens, just give him the title. Dude's a fucking badass. The dude's doing flippy-doos. Flippy-doos off the top rope. And he's a big fella. And he was making it look easy. Damn, he's good. So, did you watch the Neville Bo Dallas match?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah. I wasn't too high on it because I've seen it multiple times before.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great match to me. It was good. But I think the best part about it was that it was something completely different for me. Like, I've only seen, Bo Dallas a couple of times, and I've not technically really watched. Well, I can't say that. I did watch, when Neville took on Sami Zayn during that NXT pay-per-view, and that's it. Like, so. So yeah, I mean, it was like nice, a little refreshing.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It's alright. I've seen it before, so I'm like, meh. This used to be a big rivalry. Not anymore.
Yeah, they didn't really play it up as a rivalry at all.
They should have. They should have said, hey, these guys had many bouts in fucking NXT, and
Yeah, they could have taken some cuts, and edited them together, showing those guys going against each other. Like, look, if every single time the Cowboys go up against the fucking Redskins on, like, Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football, and they cut together a bunch of promos of how they're a horrible rivalry against each other, and still make it entertaining on that standpoint, they can do it with this.
Exactly. But this is WWE.
Yeah.
I think the only thing we got left is that title match from Elimination Chamber.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was dumb.
I loved the match. I thought the match was great.
The match was alright, except for I'm just tired of it, man. Like I'm just tired of people going against each other that's already gone against each other, and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins going against each other was just meh. I mean, it was a fine match. It's just I don't care to see this anymore. And then Dean Ambrose taking away the fucking championship. It's like, oh, they're gonna have him do what he did with the Intercontinental Championship because.
Well, they brought that up on Raw.
But why do it? Why? Like, is this his gimmick now? Oh, I knew they were gonna fuck him over when he won. And when he won, I was like, "Holy shit!" They had him win. I was like, "Wait a minute, no, this they."
Put the little watermark thing up there. They made you think, like, "Wait a minute, are they cutting away? They're done?"
Yeah, as soon as that other referee jumped back into the ring, I was like, "No, not happening." He's gonna call a disqualification because Seth Rollins pulled him in front of the fucking jump. Yeah, whatever.
Well, on Raw, Stephanie, which Raw was the Roman Reigns episode of Raw, basically said Dean Ambrose makes a career on stealing things. He stole the Money in the Bank. He stole the Intercontinental title, and now he steals the heavyweight title.
That doesn't make it okay. You know, like making a lazy fucking gimmick for someone doesn't make it okay. Being like, oh, this is what, or I should say, pointing it out that it's a fucking lazy ass gimmick doesn't make it okay. Being like, well, this is what he does. Like, yeah, that's why it's stupid.
I still think it's okay right now because technically, Dean Ambrose won. So
All right.
It makes sense for him to go, this is my fucking title.
Look, no. Okay, when Shawn Michaels did it with the Intercontinental Championship because he supposedly lost it because he went too long without defending it, and then they gave it to Razor Ramon, and then Shawn Michaels showed back up with a fake Intercontinental Championship and was like calling himself the champion and being like, I'm the true champion. Fine, whatever. It was the first time that this happened. It was kind of different. Whatever. But like now, and then fine. Alright. Dean Ambrose just steals the Intercontinental Championship. Alright. It's kind of the same thing as what Shawn Michaels did, but a little bit different. But dumb. And then he does it again like weeks later. Like with the.
He's crazy. Stone Cold. You don't give a fuck.
No. And he keeps doing the same dumbass gimmicks in the. I'm so tired of him almost falling out of the ring and stopping himself. He did it 3 times in that fucking match. 3, I counted them.
But everybody does their same bullshit over and over.
But he does the dumbest shit. And ugh.
That's his one thing he does. He needs to come up with something better that he does every week.
He needs, or here's the thing. Don't do the same thing every fucking time you're in the goddamn ring.
I mean, all the wrestlers pretty much do that nowadays.
I know, it fucking sucks. Like, I mean, before, you know, like, as growing up, a lot of the wrestlers did the same things, but mainly it was like the finisher type stuff. And then back then, that meant something. Where now, people do the same fucking finisher move 20 times. And oh, he kicked out of the 4th time of the tombstone. Oh, it's like, yeah, because everyone does that now. Like they
were doing with Cena and the Attitude Adjustment. Every single person he was facing for the title would kick out of it. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
He's kicked out of 2 of them. Sami Zayn's kicked out of 2 of them. It's like, yeah, so did Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, they've made finishers, to me, completely useless. But, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to like Dean Ambrose, but for fucking some reason, he annoys the shit out of me.
Well, they're pretty much setting up the WrestleMania Shield card. Roman Reigns obviously is going to win the Money in the Bank because they just dedicated a whole episode to Raw only on Roman Reigns being in the Money in the Bank. I have a feeling Seth Rollins is going to end up being champion all the way until Royal Rumble or until WrestleMania, and then Dean Ambrose is probably going to win the Rumble.
I hope not.
3 of them will go into it. Oh, I want a Shield match, dude. I still think the angle of if they just all of a sudden turned against the Authority and just straight up said, yeah, this was our plan all along. We had to fight each other, and now we've got the title, we're the Shield, we're back.
At this point, I would be much happier with that outcome. If they were like, not only if Seth Rollins, turned on the Shield, but also if the three of them came together and said, we were planning this the whole time. We knew Seth Rollins was going to hit Roman Reigns in the back with the chair. It was all part of our plan the entire time. Yeah. I would love that kind of slow burn fucking prankster bullshit. That'd be fine to me. I'd be like, alright, it was all worth it.
Fuck yeah.
But I don't see that. Okay, what about this? Royal Rumble comes around. Last 2 men of the ring, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, both eliminate each other at the same exact time.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun. Causing them to have a three-way match.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I feel like that's super predictable, but wrestling seems pretty predictable.
I guess the other thing besides that Shield, they're still saying Shield WrestleMania, but I guess the other plan besides Seth Rollins being champ all the way until WrestleMania is Roman Reigns is going to win Money in the Bank and cash it in that night, and then SummerSlam where you get Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar again for his rematch for the title.
Sure. I mean, is he still fired?
We saw the rumors, right? He's supposed to be back after Money in the Bank. That's why I'm thinking maybe they are going to go that route.
Maybe.
Yeah, but WrestleMania I don't think is going to involve Brock Lesnar in that title for what they set up during that Stone Cold podcast on TV. With Stone Cold and Paul Heyman.
I don't know, because what I read was Steve Austin was basically like, I accidentally set myself up for a match that isn't going to happen, or he doesn't think it's going to happen, or something like that. I skimmed through an article that said something along the lines of like the title said, what Vince McMahon said about Steve Austin Brock Lesnar match, and then I skimmed through it, and the only quote that I seen was from Steve Austin. So I'm not exactly sure why it even. I mean, maybe they just kind of paraphrased Vince McMahon, but and I missed it. But all I seen for a quote was from Steve Austin. But before we get to that, let's get to not Elimination Chamber. Goddamn, what is it called? Money in the Bank.
I had to scream at people. Jesus.
So,
yeah, Elimination Chamber wasn't horrible.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
No, I look at this card for Money in the Bank, and it looks horrible to me. Like, R-Truth versus King Barrett. Who gives a shit about R-Truth? What's that?
I'm right.
You're right?
I'm right.
About what?
Elimination Chamber wasn't that horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
For a throw in the middle pay-per-view.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely seen worse. But Money in the Bank doesn't. On paper, it doesn't look good. It looks stupid. I mean, you got R-Truth, who I don't know why anyone gives a shit about R-Truth. I don't think many people do. I don't know. Nope. He's going against King Barrett, who I like Barrett, and I'm fine with the whole King Barrett thing, but have him have meaningful matches. It seems like they're just not using him properly.
Oh, fuck no. They've never used him properly. Ever since... Well, the last time I used him properly was when he was in charge of the Nexus when they took over.
Oh yeah.
March.
And then we got John Cena versus Kevin Owens, which again is apparently not for the championship.
Yeah.
So maybe they will have Kevin Owens win again. I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched Monday Night Raw, but why have a fucking rematch if it's not for the title?
I think, well, on Raw, Kevin Owens made it pretty clear he don't give a fuck about that U.S. title. That doesn't put food on the table like the big titles.
I would consider. I don't. Okay.
That's what he said.
Right, but I don't really I don't consider the NXT title to be a big title, but maybe fans do. I mean, it is the championship of NXT, so you can make an argument that it's a big title.
And there's only been one person that's went on to be the World Heavyweight Champion from the NXT title, and that's Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but he cheated to win.
Exactly. But it's all the same. We're going to find that out.
Yeah. Maybe we're going to find out that John Cena's a part of it, too.
Yeah.
He's going to come out, he's going to help. People are going to be like, what? He's helping Seth Rollins? And then you figure it out that he's helping the Shield. And he's like, I was behind it the whole time. I hated you, Authority. I went to the Shield. And I said, hey, let's infiltrate the Shield from the inside. We're going to stage a breakup between you three. From time to time, you guys are going to fight me, so it doesn't seem like anything suspicious.
And then he's going to be like, the Shield is here.
I want this to happen just so I can be like, oh my god, I was so fucking right. I'm going to go play the lotto.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, the Money in the Bank is kind of...
The Money in the Bank match looks like dog shit.
Well, it's just stupid because nobody... Ziggler's not going to win that. Neville's not going to win that. Randy Orton sure as hell ain't going to win it. Kofi's definitely not going to win it. Sheamus and Kane? Nope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the only two chances of winning is Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, but I would lean way more towards Roman Reigns than Randy Orton.
I mean, I could see him doing a pissy thing with Kane, but I don't think they're that ballsy.
Yeah.
That would, I mean... Story-wise, since Seth Rollins and Kane hate each other's fucking guts, I could see Kane going, I can take that thing from you anytime I want now.
I mean, is Kane still his douchebag corporate Kane?
Yup.
But for some reason him and Seth Rollins are hating each other?
They're getting along for business.
Oh, God.
I could see him taking some interesting ways with Kane with the way they've been doing this shit, but Roman Reigns is winning this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This match, it seems pretty dumb.
You got Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose in a ladder match for the title?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a good match. I mean, I don't like Kofi Kingston at all, really. God, like, I come around to liking him more just because I like the New Day. I like the dumb gimmick that they have there.
They need to chill the fuck out, dude. They're going to end up being popular heels and have to switch face soon.
I don't think they shouldn't have to. Like, I don't like that. Like, oh, let's switch him because he's liked, or switch him because he's hated. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I think it would have worked with Roman Reigns, though. He was getting booed. They should have fucking ran with that, made him a fucking heel.
Ever since he's become Dean Ambrose's best friend on Raw, Roman Reigns is getting huge fucking pops.
Yeah. Which, that kind of sucks, man. Like, oh, hey, look, we're friends again. Oh, we like Roman Reigns again because we like Dean Ambrose.
Because we like the Shield.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, they should have broken up the Shield in the first place. But that's just me. It was like the only good tag team that they had.
Fuck yeah. And I like it when they just come out and triple powerbomb people and leave for no reason. Like, that was great. Why'd they just do that to The Undertaker? Why'd they just do that to The Rock? You never got any stories after it. They just did it and left.
Yeah. So speaking of the Shield, we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose again.
And a ladder match.
At least it's a ladder match.
Yeah, that way they can do crazier shit. We've seen Dean Ambrose do really crazy shit when it comes to getting thrown on ladders. I thought he was killed at Payback, but...
I mean, I think this is going to end up being a good match, even though I really don't give a shit to see these guys go against each other again. But I think it being a ladder match, yeah, they can. Ladder matches are good. Ladder matches is one of the few gimmick matches that I really like for the most part. Yeah. I say that with being when I tried watching the like top 25 ladder matches on Netflix, I fucking turned it off after the first one.
Yup.
They're like, here's the first ever ladder match. These two guys are gonna go after a piece of paper. Like what?
Yeah, the Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is gonna win this cleanly, because that's what they've been building to the past few weeks. When he stormed off and said, "I don't need the authority. I'm gonna prove that I can win this without the authority."
Maybe. It'd be nice for him to fucking finally win a match without the authority helping.
Yep.
I mean, God, if
I could see Kane trying to interfere, somebody trying to interfere, and Seth Rollins taking him out, saying, "I gotta do this." I could see that.
I mean, okay, the authority made Randy Orton a pussy and has now made Seth Rollins a pussy. Like, the authority at this point makes wrestlers shitty more often than fucking John Cena does.
Well, I think the problem is they think they're the corporation, and the corporation didn't make their champs look like shit.
Yeah.
They made their champs look badass and fucking... Yeah, we run the show, but I'll go out there and whip your ass.
Yeah, I mean, having... Every fucking match Seth Rollins is in, where he's getting pinned, like, let him kick out. Let him fucking kick out of a few fucking finishers. God knows you let everyone else do it. Like, every time he's almost pinned, you got those two little fucking rugrats coming in there and fucking it up, making him look like a sissy. It's like, fucking stop. Just let him fucking do his thing, you know? Have him fucking kick out. Trust me, it'll look better.
I think Seth Rollins is going to attack the authority when they try to interfere on this one. At least from what they've been going with on Raw.
Maybe there's a point where, you know, he's like kind of down or something, and they jump on the ropes, and they're like, hey, trying to get his attention, and he sees it, and then he like fucking pulls a move off on Dean Ambrose, and like picks up the ladder and knocks out both fucking J&J security, and everyone's like, yeah, and then he fucking, you know, goes back to doing what he was doing or something.
Except not as much of a pussy.
Yeah. It'd be nice. I mean, at first, you know, I was like, all right, Seth Rollins seems like the perfect person as a heel. You know, everything about him is a character that you love to hate kind of essence to him. Even when he was, you know, the Shield were heels.
Yeah.
But him becoming part of the
job of making him look strong.
Yeah. Like, he's still a fucking bad. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so tired of it.
At least it'll be a decent match. That, pretty sure you can guarantee these two in a ladder match. There will be some fun spots.
Yeah.
Somebody's back will probably almost get broken, and you'll ask, how the fuck is that guy walking?
Yeah. Uh-oh. So then there's the New Day versus the Primetime Players for the Tag Team Championships. Because the Primetime Players...
I have nothing to say about this.
Yeah. I have no interest in this. Like, first of all, not only do I think the New Day for sure is going to win, but I don't think the Primetime Players deserve a shot at the fucking Tag Team titles.
They haven't did anything since Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and even then, before that, when was the last time you seen either of those two fucking wrestle? Whether they were together or not. What the fuck? They've been gone. Mr. fucking No Days Off takes every day off. Ugh. And then... and then there's Ryback versus Big Snore. I mean, Big Show. Oh.
This match is going to suck unless they do it what rumors are saying.
What's that?
The rumors are saying that Ryback goes in there and just decimates the Big Show, Brock Lesnar style.
Sure. I mean, look, when the Big Show took on Roman Reigns that last time, I was really surprised because that was a good match. and Roman Reigns is really good. So I mean, I have faith that Ryback can pull this off. I mean, because I really like Ryback; he's a good wrestler. But it's just at this point, the Big Show is a fucking joke. No one likes him.
Kane needs to retire.
Yeah, I mean, just apparently Big Show still got like contracted for like 10 years or something.
He's just an attraction. They need to quit putting him in these storylines.
Yeah, just have him go out there and fuck. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Shake little kids' hands and they'll go, "Oh my god, he's so huge." That's
Yeah,
all he needs to do.
I don't know what they. Yeah, I mean, have him be a fucking B-list fucking wrestler. I mean, there's people that are on their roster that is never fucking given time of day that could be used better than Big Show. It's like at this point,
I'm good for it.
you drink a beer with him?
Yeah, him, The Miz, and Hotel Rwanda were at the bar.
You should have told them that, like, hey, stop. You're not. You're a fucking. Dude, you're a joke.
Being in a bar, you don't say shit to them except yes sir, no sir.
No, you're a fucking joke. Look, you got two choices, big dope. You can either turn it around or quit.
I'm a grown ass man, and he could have palmed my head.
But you're drunk by that point, so it doesn't matter.
I'm maybe drunk, but I wasn't that drunk. My life still meant something to me. I could have got him to punch me. Then I'd be rich.
Yeah, see, that's what you got to do. Be like, hey, you're a joke. You fucking suck. And then he's like, bam, and then you take your half a face and reconstruct it with the multi-millions of dollars that you get.
Oh, that would hurt.
But yeah, I don't know. This match is... I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But then there's Nikki Bella versus Paige. Nikki Bella's still champion.
Yeah. I mean, when you put John Cena's penis in your mouth, you get treated pretty well.
Oh, shit. There you go.
And they don't really like AJ anymore because of the whole CM Punk bullshit, so...
Well, she's done, right? She retired.
Yeah. I see them getting rid of AJ's record of holding it for the longest time and keeping it on Nikki Bella. Plus, Nikki Bella's doing pretty fucking good, except for dropping Paige on her fucking head and neck.
Maybe she'll do it again, and this time Paige will be out for good. Yes.
Something. I was going to go, no, but I'm like, bring those NXT women up and show them how to wrestle.
There you go.
Show these divas that this shit is getting pretty bad.
See, why don't they start like a rivalry like that with the NXT women? Like, have them basically kind of do a takeover like they did years ago with the Nexus, where they come up and they're like, have the NXT women's champion and shit be like making fun of them for being divas and be like, oh look, my hair's so pretty.
Yeah, we're not divas.
We're fucking wrestlers. You guys are just divas. We're wrestlers. And then they can start a huge fucking thing, have multiple women fucking matches.
Take it into Survivor Series.
Take it into fucking Survivor Series. Yes. There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Dude, we should be fucking planning shit out for wrestling, man. We should go over there. We need to be the ones that be like, all right, this is how it's going to happen. And then the writers will write scripts. They'll send them to us, and we fucking first piss on them. Like, literally throw it on the floor, piss on it. And then set it on fire.
You're forgetting one major point. Our plot hole in this whole plan.
What's that?
We figure out the way to make it great, and then Vince McMahon goes, I'm going to rewrite it myself.
No, we don't allow that to happen.
But
we don't allow it to happen. We will, once we're like backstage at the shows, be like, and we see fucking Vince McMahon walking over to someone, we'll be like, no, you can't talk, come here.
Where's the script?
Nikki Bella, come here, don't listen to him. Listen to me. I'm the artist here.
I mean, that's a way, if they started that kind of rivalry, that's a way they could end shows. I mean, I would not fast forward through stuff. That could be main event style. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. And you could have multiple women matches, have, more than one woman match a night. You can have multiple, because you got Paige versus
Sasha Banks.
And then later on in the night, have Nikki Bella versus
Bailey.
Haley?
Yeah, Bailey.
Bailey? Haley?
Bailey with a B.
Bailey. Yeah, so, and there you go.
Charlotte versus Naomi.
Yeah. And then have those kind of rivalries mix and match them so they're not always wrestling the same person. And then it comes down to Survivor Series and maybe have the Divas be like, look, we're getting our asses kicked. We need to come together. We need to have our Survivor Series match where there's all of us against all of them, and we show them what's up. And then have the fucking I don't give a shit which one wins, but fuck it, have the fucking Divas win then. I don't care. Come on, we just single-handedly within 5 minutes solved the fucking women's division's problem in wrestling. Triple H, call me. What?
Triple H is probably saying the same thing. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna call me and be like, "What the fuck do you think I'm trying to do, dickhead?"
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I've been trying to do this for years.
And then I'll say, "Let me at Vince McMahon," and Vince McMahon will be like, "What? What are you gonna do? I can kick your ass," and I'll pull out a gun and shoot him.
I'm no longer part of this. You're acting alone here. I am not. I was on par, but now it sounds like we're going down a bad road. A road to redemption, your pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, then I have a match against Vince McMahon where he gets back at me for shooting him.
Yeah, and then Dean Ambrose comes out, shoots Bray Wyatt, and goes, "Get on your knees and start talking in tongues now, boy." Bray Wyatt. Ugh. Done with that dude.
Really? Come on. Where's he at? What's he doing now? Why isn't he in any of these pay-per-views?
Same thing he was doing a long time ago. He comes out and repeats the exact same shit. You don't know what it's like, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
I've seen the darkness. I'm pretty sure they just print stuff up and say, just read this. This is page 3 from the Hunger Games book. Just read it. Read it mysteriously. He's like, okay, man. I've went through the forest fighting off people. I've watched people die. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, I guess. I don't know.
Every week.
He had a good match against Ryback.
Oh, yeah. That was a pretty damn good match.
Oh, my God, man. Did you see... Okay. And it happened again at Elimination Chamber. When Bray Wyatt, at one point, fucking lands with his back on the chest of Ryback. And you could tell that fucking hurt. Like, he is rolling around, he's coughing, he's slapping the fucking ground. And then, at Elimination Chamber, like, something similar happens. I think, he's outside of the ring, and I think, like, Sheamus landed on or something, and he started fucking grabbing his chest and shit again. And I'm like, I bet he's so fucking sore from when Bray Wyatt fucking landed on him.
Bray Wyatt's not a small fella either. Man.
Yeah.
Good times. The rinse and repeat all the way up until SummerSlam. Yay.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't see them. I mean, a lot of these matches have been the ones they've been doing before, over and over again. Like, just... I don't understand what... I just feel like their roster seems like it's the same 10 people and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's like, you go to the roster page and there's more people there. It's like, why are these people not wrestling? And I don't give a shit if they'd be like, well, they're the pre-show stuff or whatever. Like, fuck that, man. Come on.
And if they don't have that much TV time, why are you bringing up all these NXT people and still having matches with Kane on fucking Raw?
And you know what? I mean, honestly, I would rather shorter matches and more matches. Like, I wouldn't be so upset to see Kevin Owens versus John Cena for the third time in a row if I knew it was only going to last 5 to 7 minutes and not 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm hoping Kevin Owens, if he loses to Cena, they're fucked. I mean, you kind of built this guy up by beating Cena clean, and then you're gonna fucking have him lose the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be bad. I don't think he's gonna lose. He's gonna win.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will be back. Probably not next week. Maybe the week after.
Probably the week after. T3 week, man. You're gonna be busy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because I'll talk to you more about that after we're done here. But yeah, it's gonna be horrendous the next couple of weeks for me. But yeah, definitely with E3 coming up, it's busy fucking time. So, all right. Where can people find you?
The Nomder on Twitter. That's about it. The Nomder on Twitch. Very rarely.
And don't forget to visit pixelatview.com. It's my website. And I am Shax2cents with the number 2 on Twitter and Shax210 on Twitch. Search a Pixelated View for everything else like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Well, I mean, if you're watching this, it's on YouTube, but subscribe.
60 pictures of you making out with Pat Patterson.
Yeah, there we go. That's how we end it.